Nonsia aboyema de shemenyina ajo aba UTV kase eso channel so be piem abefonten time so UTV Ghana saso no channel 360 on DSTV so ye wo honomo ye de fi shop house abeka junction ye to amanewu e wo fiefie manwumre kase a de edi mu akotene ebi ene His Excellency John Dramani Mahama Sabre wama eyo rapo bafo boni aso afenemu esuan ya Masabre die wono ene eye Chief Justice for kra
na side dwumedie kro ya se ye mampanyi editu dwa se Ghana temu adwuma no obehwe se ebede ne ho se de ye wo se eye
Professor Asumenin edi atudwa se 2026 budget no enya de a eye aban na ni so ade hu no eye big push agenda no ede wo haw bia ebeba beto yensikasem so
na eye Ghana temu afọ panyi aye ni foforo Justice Paul Bafo Boni ede atudwa se Ghana temu adwuma no ewo se esom adehye nyina enye wo mu atumi ewo mu nsem nko
enen nsem bia ba beto todwa mana ye huhu yese ube piemu ewo kwa traditional councilor nananom atena konya sabre wo mo akasa yese a se eye ohima bia wo ho no mo nipa bonfo bi ache no nananom edi mu nkyire mu aba
na Professor Esumi ede atudwa sesese oman ni sikasem no enyini a enesa
wei ene nsem kaye kan wasemfo aboabo no ne de ba besom se nonsia kase afa dwumaku a wo mo aso yasene
ye de aseda ekwama this way chocolate drink yesterday we here ene insuhye your special eyes ne mineral water ne drinks assault to best point savings and loans best assurance your youth nchine need fufunita benko munyina ene nyumeku nkaye bi na nyume omaso yasene ama ye de ensem no ebremo akenkanfo eyeme abana bayi nyano mene
abenachi boache afa kase no emu enchiremu President John Dramani Mahama Sabre wa share ama eye Owura Paul Bafo Boni aso afenemu esuan se nei wono any Chief Justice for kra na dwumedie koso ewo Jubilee House ene joy eye afimpimienu ene aduonu enum 17th November 2025 ena eye Owura Paul Bafo Boni eso afenemu esuan ni nyina yese okopiemu ewo mrahye bedwam ema omo etoto na no Emma Sabre omo eji ni tumo no ene nam so mo panyini so amana so afenemu esan sei ene dwumedi ne koy.
In recent years, public institutions worldwide and in our own country have been questioned, scrutinized, and sometimes criticized. Our people want institutions that work, but they also demand institutions that they can trust. The judiciary in particular must be above reproach. One single act of corruption by a judicial officer can undermine years of hard work and erode public confidence in the entire system. My Lord Chief Justice, one of your most urgent tasks is to strengthen integrity within the judiciary. And this includes, firstly, firm but fair disciplinary standards for judges and staff. Secondly, transparent and predictable procedures for case assignment and management. Thirdly, strong internal mechanisms to address allegations of misconduct. And fourth, a culture where ethical conduct is rewarded and wrongdoing is swiftly sanctioned. Our citizens must know and feel that justice in Ghana is not for sale, and that no one, regardless of their power or status, is too powerful or too humble to be held accountable under the law. Justice must not only be fair, it must also be accessible, it must be timely, and it must be affordable.
Nasa enhyemu kroya se yema panyi His Excellency John Dramani Mahama esan edetwa so se Ghana temu adwuma no eye adwuma bi e wo se ede ne ho a eni kwan se aban bi anase nipa bi a na kire omo de omo enye na wo se wo ye Ghana man panyi de obehwe se omo bede omo ho se de se empo no ohu ne se atemu adwuma no e wo honom ma obi no oye man panyi kra no e wo honom se ebebo ne ho ebai.
The constitutional role of the Chief Justice, that is the office that you assume today, is among the most important under our Constitution. The Chief Justice is not only the head of the judiciary, but he is also the symbol and guarantor of justice for our people. You preside over the Supreme Court, you chair the Judicial Council, and bear the responsibility for administering justice across our country. You will oversee the work of judges and magistrates nationwide, from our busiest urban courts to the most remote districts of our country. Our Constitution enshrines the principle that the courts, as outlined in Article 125, shall administer justice in the name of the Republic of Ghana, guided by the principles of freedom, equality, probity, and accountability. And so as Chief Justice, you are the first guardian of these principles within the judicial arm. Judicial independence and separation of powers. The strength of our democracy depends on a delicate yet essential balance of powers among the executive, the legislature, and the judiciary. Each branch is supposed to operate independently, and yet they have to collaborate in order to serve the common good. And so today, as President, I pledge my unwavering commitment to the independence of the judiciary.
And that I will at all times
uphold, preserve, protect, and defend the Constitution and laws of the Republic of Ghana.
And defend the Constitution and laws of the Republic of Ghana.
So help me God.
So help me God.
Kwauhine da sebre ekua moaboate otoso miensa ene kwauhima nana George Mfua a otoso miensa sabra ye kase abetodwa a ye tete se nipa mbonfo bi a wo mo ekitetu a kidnap wo mo
abefaleko ena nana no a omdine ba eche no also police abefaleko ena na guards bi wo Alice no. If you like, you can call them palace guards. Also police at the echo. But so far, there is no casualty. And the name 34 no, I know against our so I could say the meeting dissect ya. I didn't really kakra. My cousins so after dissect meeting after so they try to more alcohol. Alcoholia and cosmo. Information I have taken is the police for and now that take Anahima and Barton and guys Ghana or Palace ones my PTB echo. So far, this is where we are, but there is no casualty. According to reporter the PKL, there's some demo patra. You go and for instance, and Panfo be a friend in Akasa, Miguso, a tuomofo. So whatever it is, no, when you're more modern, say, normally, no, you bonus part to my phone true, and I am now home at Kagram. The Zebeya, a bed bottom of phone home ban. They do so, and you be a friend, Biano. The advice is, Bian, he said, if you have a car, a mraw or mine, the mra, and a bomb my home bra. The Asumbio or a mraquano, a bachelor in necessary. The MSS so far there, BNC. But far from me, I'm not doing communions. Oma assurance, Behese, Bonibia, is.
Say yete for penny ye know Chief Justice Paul Bafuboni Ekasaye and I would to just say Ghana Timu Edumane dear ye jume be any coin say a ye mu it was say some Ghana dishing na enfa honi baby and penny free or say any coin say quiet say abia Timu Edumano as some and I say dibwa one more to me a war or monsem into was so a baby obey Jumatin edia some or minor.
The Constitution of Ghana guarantees fundamental human rights and freedom of all persons in Ghana. But rights have meaning only when they are effectively protected and enforced. The courts are the last refuge for the vulnerable, the poor, the marginalized, children, persons with disability, and all those who feel powerless in the face of authority or abuse. And so I trust that under your stewardship, the judiciary will deepen the protection of human rights and civil liberties and that the judiciary will ensure that justice is not tilted in favor of the wealthy or powerful, and that it strengthens specialized courts and divisions where necessary to address issues such as family welfare, land disputes, commercial disputes, environmental protection, and corruption, and to promote alternative dispute resolution mechanisms to complement the formal courts, especially in community and family disputes. Justice must not be an abstract principle confined to law books. It must be seen, felt, and experienced in the daily lives of our people.
As Chief Justice, I recognize that every court in our land, from the smallest magistrate court to the highest tribunal, holds a sacred duty to ensure that the rights, liberties, and human dignity of Ghanaians are respected and protected. It is not the law alone that matters, but how the law is applied, how justice is dispensed, and how courts earn the confidence of the people. We serve a nation built on the 1992 Constitution, which enshrines not only rights, but also responsibilities. Our judiciary must be independent, impartial, and accessible. It must not serve the powerful or the connected at the expense of the weak and the vulnerable. It must resist any incursions on its freedoms, but also embrace accountability, transparency, and continuous reform.
Yet, so I so economist or no also a senior lecturer at University of Ghana Business School, Professor Patrick, assuming Sabri what can you say? So we share 2026 budget na a yen na why de deep say enya de say aban ni big push agenda na esi na ni so no e de wo how bi e baba beto yen sikasem eso opanyini echire mu no wo sese de eye budget na si achechire mu yen sikasem e ka ye de kwan ye fa so abo e ho bra ene yen hyehyɛ ya ye e de abo e ye oman ho bra na yen sikasem so no ni nyina e ye niema e deda na kwan so pepepepepe nti se aban de esi na ni so se sa big push no wo ya enkofa o how bia e ma meto e ye omanfo so nkanka isikasem so.
Okay, and son obe read budget no. Mr. President ko launch big push project no. No wo hwea unse eno ni hia na se no ni hia no. Wo hwea from the first time na Mr. Mahama president any current also no believe in infrastructure. Generally I think infrastructure wo hwea the current state na the way clients in bridges roads the way see affected even aduane bo wo hwe ne saa de hu se o omo plan so ombe implement wo hwe within budget no present here no dia untumi nka say big push no ombe implement na be hete government finances and a bit abambeko ahunhiam because what hwe numbers now are presenting no wa can't say expenditure na be cost through say revenue be cost through say then na wo hwe kra over primary balance no eno ye ya check expenditure and revenue ye interest payment free expenditure no o hwe no eno ye primary anchor no say say dey be share mra mu say every year bia aban e be spending more than or be spending less than revenue collecting excluding the interest payments ye the abetum mra mu say 1.5% surplus or share budget no present no or chire say ombe meet sa target no nempo kura overall budget na overall deficit na even with big push na yina or project say ombe sa tiso kura overall deficit and I think say this year no a project say be and the best deficit of 2.8% of GDP or project so better so about say 2.2 and BB enti no not just say we consider revenues of person nyina and we consider big push in government programs 24-hour economy nyina and we still I come to conclusion say no even with this still I will keep my finances in order Enti so to me implemented said the OCA cannot there. That means say sir big programs some be implemented no. And through budget now out of gear. Aban still obey the financial commitment so.
Abusuafo madaroma ye home kase bono so agi abafo nkrato edi kan aba. Abusianfo ye Simon Makwaba ye toa ye nsem no so ede amamo. Eye Professor Patrick Esumi eye panyin bi eba ne sikasem tutu ya. Wabeni mu yie pa wasanso ye senior lecturer at University of Ghana Business School. Na eye 2026 budget hunsam ino no so ache na adwen ede afa ho. E na woche mu se bibi ewo mu no eden di pefe se oman Ghana. Se yesika sem no ejina ne na so a ne sa enyini a ne sa na wo hwenhwe mapa eni sika sem ntoto ya ye mampanyi anase aban no ye e wo 2026 budget no echire pan ye se aban na ni abede se obehwe amaniema ejina ne na so
mimum bi ansa na obekan budget na Thomas Umiye ekwan obefa so a obetumi at the same time obey allocation say about implementing the programs. Not at the same time, you know, so obey tax in be free or no as maintain here. Do share budget now the two journey there. I'm so I balance and fine because don't forget say that's why I'm a program. Into no target or how meeting at the same time. So also implement two programs. Into share a very fine balance. I think generally, make us a finance minister no. Well, born homoding at least. What church him buying programs, baby or the omobeye, the ombe this year and the following years, and Sika ombe committee. And at this time, you know, we take key time explain say a juma do or more person on bit me a creative. Into taking the time explaining in a Inti overall impression is so we new we run business. So I think the budget no fair encouraging to them. And the other thing is one can be say enchebia yebesa ko amoni ko bobisia. No ye problem pa my inti. Overall no tie budget na I think say no be bre out here no. Me tie and be bre to aso. Me can say you stabilize it. You stabilize it. Now, in some sense, on GDP now, you this year now, we to make a so easy recovery council. But I think budget no really you know. Say at least there's intention say okay, you stabilize into yen twice na yen measures abema economy na grow. I think say men can say new man na program no revolutionary and CBP, but at least within the context of or more urban said almost a promising now. Because the expenditure side, one of the components in your biggest increase capital expenditures. And now you to me investment at the airplane, bridges, the support to long-term growth. Until the way capital expenditure increase, that means a ban or plan obey infrastructure investment. And at the same time, no. So all other programs and 24-hour economy, all make it specific allocations, so on be rolling it out. Until I think say even say recovery no started cry or signal say build on or be build on stability no pushing economy towards recovery.
Yatwaka Sene, so Minister of Local Government, Chieftaincy and Religious Affairs, Honorable Ahmed Ibrahim no dia de sedia told nananom atsankwenya mo bono mantem mo se enei se yehye nananom entokwa a ekoso wo mahini ho a eyade a eha adwene pa no so emmoa emampuntuo entimi emma ewo mo ekuronum no mo mantem mo wo se wo hye wo de nsemi atugya ewo bono Regional House of Chiefs wo mo hye mudi a edikan a wo mo ehia ye ho ena minister de kotu udwa se ne wo hye o man mu nyina entokwa ahodo a ekoso ewo mia no eye ahenan ene aduonu enkono 429 na emu uyi miensa emu mienu de eye nananom atenkunya wo mo ehon nsem ho ase bebrebe a ekoso nti wo srepa se wo mo enhwe wo mo ntimi siesie wo mo ntem afenso wo de ato amayofo nyina ni so wo mo twe wo mo ho emfamfiri nananom ensem ehon se de be ya ema ntokwa no enye entre ha na enye adincheche saso ene wode to nananom nyina ni se ne wo hye se de National Sanitation Day no ekoso ya dia ese nananom nyina de omo gimu no omo ka omo manfo nyina ebom no omo musiesie wo omo emantem se de be ya honidie wonsem so ebekọ enimu
nananom eba chieftaincy dispute 2/3 of all the national security threats are minor. Of about 429 national security hotspots, a more 2/3 a chieftaincy dispute. As a ministry, your best rest a mumwaye na yintimi baby a dano yen fanto baby a intimi kodano mumma yen fanko na minister na nano mo de mo kanokre. And the young politicians no amfa amanyotem ame fore ahinsema na ye boam ewo no kremu a eni dim sa chieftaincy dispute na national security threat no na ye be solve be bia me ko akra me se munko doma ana dumasua na munko sua sanitation ente mesre sa na voluntary spirit no ene usani hygiene spirit no ye man trainer other the whole country other areas e omunye bi no obi amfa ne munye your sanitation no a threat to national development
kwani nyenti ama bibia koyi afoni ya no ba yenti enya ahohare so emfanko dwama so enkoto kane obetwa yebia no ma cowness ne drivers dem bia betifito
Mantem Swafo Onmunyamfo Dr. Frank Amwakohene ede atudwa se suku sahodo wo asante mantem no omodo omuna isan se omadesuansem eda aban no akomapono so nti aban behwe na emwe bi ebetimi aboa ama adekire na adesua mapa akosode obeya ma om
Efia Kobi Ampem Girls Senior High School, school bakwa edimuntenteman pa eba STEM education. Na school iwo trabuom no atwuma kwa ngoma mensinim wasante mantema. Omutime edi omonsa niyama pi. School omote ya che ye pa, omanya mfie aduonum 50 years. Na no ena mpanyimfo omoda school na no a board of directors and management edema school no makabuma omo etimi ahye efa kama ma. Mpanyimfo titirifuo ekopie mo. Na no ena asante mantema swafo onmunyamfo Dr. Frank Amwakohene kasa and what is handsome way to ja or twice so say.
I've had a brief interaction with the students, especially from the STEM, when I became regional minister during the Ashanti Festival Educational Forum. There was highly innovative developments from the school, i.e. drones, aircrafts, among other robotics. That is the future of the world. AI, technology, ICT. And I am glad that our students here have taken this seriously and they are making us proud already. We will push you and support you to the very height where you would be able to invent and become the next scientist that the world and Mother Ghana definitely is looking up for. His Excellency the President and the Minister of Education are committed in making sure that we bring in the needed infrastructure so that we would be able to accommodate the increasing numbers of our students across the various disciplines. And for which reason, the budget as read made enough accommodation for us to be able to improve on dormitories, classroom blocks, science labs, and all the other infrastructure that we need for our respective senior high schools. As regional minister, I will make sure that Afia Kobi gets your fair share of that development so far as infrastructure is concerned.
Nana Professor Ohineba Bwache eje wa hene wono ne otumfo hia hene ono enekosi ni wura anem mechira santin otumfo setutu otosumi no emra ono so okasa na ensem sei ena ode tuja.
On behalf of His Royal Majesty Otumfo Oseditu II Asante Hene, I wish to express profound appreciation for your dedication, ingenuity, and the spirit of excellence that continues to define Efiakobi and Girls Senior High School. His Majesty is immensely proud of your accomplishments and remains deeply committed to supporting educational transformation across Ghana. As we celebrate this golden jubilee, may the next half-century usher in even greater innovation, stronger values, and unparalleled leadership among your students. As we look to the next 50 years, I urge you to deepen this vision. The women of tomorrow must be equipped not only with academic knowledge, but with a firm moral compass, resilience, creativity, and a commitment to service.
Ne krakra won shebodie na sen headmistress oda eye Efia Kobi Ampem Girls Senior High School eye Madam Emiria Danuchi so ekasa e de adesrede e de to amanfo anima o kire mu sei.
Domestic challenges. All the old dormitories are in a poor state and need massive renovation. Limited toilet facilities, limited beds, limited borehole water and polytanks, and then limited staff bungalows. The old classroom blocks are in a very poor state. Almost all the louvers are out. Ceilings, doors, and other structures are also in a poor state. STEM department has no workshop and also lack materials. We have limited computers in the ICT laboratory.
So a Ministry of Special Initiative no ewo mampanyini ne office share ase na sabre ombehye dwumadie bi ase eno ebekoso my Ghana mu ha nyina eno eye nationwide employment exchange program eno ehwe se womo ewo my Ghana nkanka emabunu se wo ensano dwuma bi anaso wonimdie ewo adwuma bi ho ene womo eni bi kra no mo se mabunu mo ni womo so mako 1 million youth and omo share ni mo say initiative we say eba be boa wo mo na eba be biebie enwuma enso e de ama wo mo nti enwuma bi ete say eye drivers afi carpenters, masons, painters, teachers, nurses ene wo mo nsano dwuma ahodo enkaye no wo mo say initiative we say omo timi yo mo hwe ni mo say betimi di sika botene $10 billion etimi aba eye oman Ghana mo na che say amano ni sika no eye foreign currency no ebetimi di akotene pa ewo oman Ghana mo afi so eba beboa epeja yensi kasemu ama yasetena mu dada setena mu so etimi aya ho hariso amai
is the vision of His Excellency John Dramani Mahama, and is a vision that is meant to solve about 3 problems, or is to take care of 3 areas. One is to take care of our unemployment system or an unemployment situation in the country. 2 is also to solve a problem by helping our economy and bringing in more forex into this country. That is inflows coming. And 3, to also at least build the capacity in terms of skills and in terms of whatever we are supposed to learn as people, because some people think that labor export is only brain drain. But I tell people it's rather a brain gain. We're looking at skill, non-skill as well. Skilled labor and non-skilled labor. When I say skilled labor, it drives from doctors, nurses, carpenters, steel benders, lab technicians, pharmacists, bricklayers, name them. All the skills that you can talk of. And non-skilled, we're looking at people who can just go as helpers, laborers, whatsoever. People who can be even just seasonal farm helpers as well. Apart from that, we're looking at people who can at least work on a ship with just a basic skill of about 6 weeks training, and they can be on a ship to cruise to wherever they want to cruise to. So these are areas that we're looking at. If this program, if we're able to do it as the way I want it, I'm looking at more than 10 billion coming into this country. Probably 3 times the IMF. And this is something that can easily be done. You're talking about talents going out of the country. we're not picking up the brightest talent. Anybody that is fit enough to go and work anywhere, we are good to go. And you cannot stop it. It is something that happens all over the world. There are brains coming into this country, and there are brains going out of this country. This is something normal. You cannot stop it. We live in a global village, a very small village that we live in, and it's a village that anybody can decide to hop into another country and work. And I see it as a brain gain. The policy to return back is that you have a contract of 2 years. When you finish with your contract, you have the right to renew the contract or to come back to the country. In fact, as human beings, we will not be able to restrict people as to what to do. They have the freedom to move out. They have the freedom to work out, and anytime they want to come back, they will come back. But the possibility of Ghanaian coming back to Ghana is about 80-something, 90-something% of them coming back to the country.
Abusiafo yese eji abafo nkrato etosumino abasisia. Abusuafo ha ene brebema kwan ama ye de kase boni nyina aba awieye ye de aseda ekwa ma pep student se pebi ne fetwiri wo sen esanse eye drobia de twiri wo sen boa ema wanuma ho ne die nsem no ekoyie egumu ahodo ye wo pep student herbal charcoal triple protection and afi cavity fighter pep student se serie bia ho hia ntimesro aya no abomodin epebi na anwumrei eye Pelix African styles and I will share me atade Mr. Pelix ewo SCC wager wo ben DVL ni number no eye 0243 961 384 0243 961 pamma ene emema ne menyina ena she salon so eyemiti ede emame wono so wo wager hono a wone Westel small eni di enhwenimu number no eye 0558 611 842 0558 611 842
matade de eye Blazers Ghana ene she matade ana Blazers GH ko pie mo abe Fontaine so especially Instagram obo ne nsa no adwuma ne nyina bi wo honom we say unya u blazer or trousers office wear ntade ahodo ubembomoden na frɛ no e was 0242675152 0242675152
anwumre ya yebeso mo eyeme abana bayi nyano mene
abina chei boache
yadamwase ama munyina mo enhweniti